Hello, this is Malcolm Rose. We're going to be playing a Berserker today, getting back into the Berserker series, although I'll probably be done with Berserker soon. We've tapped out most of the good races, really just Troll and Hill Orc left, for races that are particularly good at being a Berserker. Most of what's left that I haven't done yet is stuff like Felid, Mummy, certain things that are a little bit harder to pull off, which I'll probably not be doing in this long streak, at least not as a Berserker. I mean, if I do a Mummy, I'll probably do like an Artificer or something. But today we're going to do something real easy. I haven't done a Troll Berserker, so that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, we're going to go for Claws. Now we start insanely powerful. We got the Berserk. We got, you know, some unarmed training. But it's still kind of slow. If I attack, well, no, actually it's 0.9 speed. So come to think of it, I don't need to train unarmed. We're going to train throwing. Now, I find Troll Berserkers kind of funny because you just don't care about the you don't really care about the weapon gifts. You just care about the ammunition gifts because, well, large rocks are great. But your claws make you able to one-shot just about anything without even training any unarmed combat. You just berserk if you want to kill something, and it goes down easy. The amount of damage provided by the Claws 3 mutation is just... it's outrageous. We are not going to train Claws, though, because we're going to train throwing, which is superior. We like to be able to kill things at ranged. Which, by the way, conveniently deals with the whole problem of trolls being kind of fragile. They have a lot of hit points, but they do not have AC for the longest time. But if you're throwing stuff, you know, who cares? Okay, we got a rather early ogre. We could Berserk and take him out, but I'd rather gain another level first. Trying not to Berserk if I can avoid it, just because, you know, even if we're a troll, it still puts us in a spot where we are taking a big risk, you know, to be slowed. Don't want to be slowed. That's a big deal. Oof. We'll Berserk this thing. See, even those nulls do really good damage. I mean, you gotta think about it. Yeah, I have 37 hit points, and yeah, that's a lot for level 3. But I'm taking full damage, most likely. Which is one of the reasons why, like I said, I want to use throwing. Keeps me out of the thick of it, you know? I mean, ranged is just really good. It's just really good. There's nothing else to say about it. Until that gets fixed, it's the smartest thing to do. When I say fixed, I mean nerfed. I suspect that throwing or... Whoa. Wow, it's Sigmund. I took a step with him next to me, too. Well, we want to use that. We want to use a meat ration. And I think we're going to Berserk. See, he still had a 3% chance to confuse me. That was a very, very early Sigmund. But we were in a position where we kind of had to engage. Alright, we have enough hit points now that this doesn't matter. Okay, let's, I think we could engage this. Yeah. Now I should get myself some intelligence. 3 is incredibly low. So probably next level I'll do that, and the level after that. Mainly because I could run into... There are a few things that could happen that could cause me to take intelligence damage, even relatively early into the game. If somehow I were to get mutated, for example. Which shouldn't be possible, since I'm not casting spells, but... Anyway, wow, D2 Sigmund. I guess I'm glad I'm a Berserker. Whoa, whoa, let's Trog's Hand. I'd rather be on the staircase for this. I'll Berserk, and if he goes away from me, I'll go up. Got him. That could have been bad. Grinder on floor 3, Sigmund on floor 2. See, now I wouldn't be auto-exploring at this point if I wasn't playing such an incredibly strong character, I will say that. But still, wow. You know? What a start. I guess we have all these potions and scrolls. One of them's bound to be good. I would have been identifying these, of course, if I was playing something that cared about this kind of thing. But yeah, we're about the strongest character that can exist at this point in the game, or one of them. Alright, down to D4. Cool, we got heal wounds. I want to change something real fast. Very full. We're changing Auto Butcher to very full. Because I'm a troll. This is fine. I'll just kill this thing. I didn't want to have to Berserk, but there it is. Some tomahawks and some poison javelins. The coolest thing about this is that even if we're not training any unarmed, really, it's still ludicrously powerful, you know? Oh, man. I'm gonna have to leave. There we go. Looks like I got a wand of flame. not quite worth training evocations by itself. But yeah, I mean, this is... Starting as a troll is like starting with a +9 Executioner's Axe. Well, not Executioner's Axe, but like a +9 Great Mace or something. It's... What I'm saying is you start with an in-game weapon, you know? Right there on you. And you're actually pretty good at using it right off the bat. It's cool stuff. See how I injured Duvessa before killing Doan? That was not an accident. You should do the same thing. Because once the Berserk happens, you're gonna have a harder time taking them out. Okay, let's walk away from this dude. Whoa, okay. Got a little poisoned. And the cool thing about this is one problem that trolls often have, if you're a newer player, is that you get to, you know, you've been tabbing, you've been killing everything, no problem, everything's really easy. Then you get to Lair, you run into like your first Hydra, you try to Berserk and kill it, and maybe, not necessarily, but maybe you're not able to out-damage it fast enough. So then you got a real problem. Because you're next to this thing that's doing ludicrous amounts of damage to you. I mean, look at your hit points. That's a big pile of hit points, but your AC isn't blocking those, you know, that 18 damage per head. So, you can see where that's an issue. When a 5-headed Hydra can do almost 100 damage to you, or like 90 damage to you. It's pretty bad. Some people would say, oh, we'll just train some dodging, but that's not guaranteed. The best thing you can do is just stay out of range, you know? And to do that, you need throwing. Or evocations. Minotaur Fighter. Excuse me. My Berserk was ending, which is why I left. We'll kill him here in a minute. Suppose it wouldn't hurt to train dodging to 5. Whoa, okay, this guy can do some decent damage. So we'll get him with the poison javelins. Alright. Let's pull back from this stuff. Wow. I'll try it on. Oh, it's cursed. Well, we probably have removed curse. Yeah, we do. Just kind of curious if it would make a decent stat stick. Maybe we'll keep it around because of the N+5 in case we need it. Not likely to be a problem early on, barring some kind of mutation problem. But yeah, I can't really think of anything, I guess, off the top of my head that reduces your intelligence really early on. I mean, there's those little demon guys that can reduce dexterity, but not intelligence. So I'm probably being overly cautious, but it is a problem later, as soon as I meet my first Nekazak. I know there's at least one weird vault that places lesser demons really early, so nothing's stopping me from running into a Nekazak in the early dungeon. Oh boy. Lure that centaur. Clearly we're not quite trained enough yet to have a ranged battle with a centaur. Oh nice, we one-shotted the troll with a poison javelin. And now we're wearing troll leather armor, which seems a little bit gruesome considering I'm a troll, but it's cool. Okay, why don't we go ahead and start enchanting up? Well, we won't enchant up the blowgun yet. We will enchant up the troll leather armor because we could be in this for quite a while. Oops, should have not used that on this floor. That was a mistake. Only use unidentified scrolls on floors that you have explored, because you could get teleported and then that could happen. Thankfully we didn't get punished too hard for it. Plus, I mean, it would be really hard to kill this character. Even if I did get teleported into some nasty things. On the other hand, on D8, maybe not. I could have been like not a centaur, but a cyclops, perhaps. That was a bit scary. Can take a lot of damage from those ice beasts and from priests. Oh wow. This would be so cool. This would be so cool if I wasn't already worshipping Trog. It's really awesome to find an early Jivia altar. And honestly, I'd probably go for it. But it's not in the cards. Slime Troll is fun, though. Be a very powerful character. Particularly if you're going melee. I mean, the coolest thing about Jivia is that you more or less immediately hit full piety. You just have your slimes devour everything on the floors that you've been to. So you can get an enormous pile of loot almost immediately by just going into slime. And I think that's one of the benefits people tend to overlook. I mean, they'll do it, but they don't realize what a tremendous benefit that is, maybe. Usually when I see people talking about Jivia, it's... Well, not a lot of people play Jivia because you don't really get the opportunity to do so in a reasonable amount of time. But if people do talk about Jivia and the benefits, they'll talk about things like, well, okay, there's Slimify, which lets you take out anything that's not demonic or holy. And yeah, that's really good. But in the immediate, you know, like right as soon as you start worshipping Jivia, having access to a big, giant pile of loot is pretty incredible. Demon Spawn Abyssal Night Ghost. With nothing special equipped. Pretty easy ghost. I'm just hanging on to all this unidentified stuff. It's no big deal. Oh, hello. See, this is one of those things that would be really annoying if I wasn't worshipping Trog. But as it stands, it's no big deal. Do I want to engage? I think I do. I think I want to take this guy out. This is a pretty good spot to do it. We'll use Trog's Hand. I'm going to use Exploding Tomahawks. And we'll just wait for her to... There we go, and we'll put Berserk. Crystal Spear is pretty nasty. I probably shouldn't have done this so early. I mean, it is entirely possible I could have died there if she had spammed Crystal Spear and nothing else, and she had gotten full damage. Neither of which is, you know, necessarily incredibly likely, but it's possible. I think she can do something like 90 damage with Crystal Spear. 3d23, so actually it's only 69. So maybe she couldn't kill me based on the time that I took to kill her. But then again, I could have missed like 50 times in a row, so it was not the right move. What I should have done... Okay, I'm going to give you the optimal strategy. What I should have done is I should have gone and pulled her to a staircase with Trog's Hand up, thrown poison javelins, and then gone up the stairs if she got next to me. Or maybe berserked at that point. Although that would be, again, you know, you might miss. So that would have been the optimal way to handle it if I wanted to totally eliminate chance of me dying. So believe it or not, that was a misplay. You know, misplays sometimes don't look like misplays. Sometimes you walk out of a situation and you're like, okay, cool, I didn't die, so I must have done it right. But the reality is that maybe you did it wrong and you just got lucky. Let's go up. I didn't mean to step off the staircase there. I kind of fat-fingered the keyboard a bit. Okay, this is fine. They all blinked away, so I'll just pull one. Here we go. Wow, these blink frogs. This is where the game gets a little bit obnoxious. Certain things like blink frogs, spiny frogs are going to be a bit of an issue. So we fully enchant the troll leather armor, putting me at bad AC but not totally abysmal AC. I recommend you do the same thing. Whoa. Wow, I don't know how that happened. Well, since I screwed up so badly, we're going to have to use Brother in Arms. Somehow I chucked that book in the completely wrong direction. I was trying to set the Mamba on fire, of course. Let's walk backwards for a while. We regenerate so very quickly, we might as well make use of it. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to get surrounded. Wasn't really paying attention since these are just yaks, you know. They can kill you, though. 18 damage a pop. Okay, this thing is a bit risky. Got him with the javelins. Okay, got our first Hydra. How many heads? 5 heads? He can't kill me instantly. I'm gonna use tomahawks because then I can guarantee that I get to attack reasonably quickly. I'm not sure how fast my javelins are. Okay, we got him. Cutting it a little close there. Okay, let's identify some more stuff. Nice acquirement. Of course, we're going to go for book, and we get Manual of Armor. Not terribly useful right now. I don't know if training armor would really do much for me while wearing this very light troll leather armor. So I think that we would be better served, oddly enough, to just keep training throwing for a while. But once I find some dragon armor, then. And we have a Ring of Ice, so what we'll probably do, if we're lucky enough to find it, we'll probably wear the first FDA that we find. Hopefully on layer 6, but no guarantees. That would be probably best case scenario. And again, we may go armorless for most of the game, if we get particularly unlucky. I'm going to put my dex to 10. thing did not want to die. Once we get to 16, we'll have Mendeley on these javelins. Which is, it's really what I like to think of as the powerhouse break point for throwing. That's when you're really ready to kill anything, as long as you have a supply of javelins. Of course, as a troll, we can kill anything anyway, but... Oh boy, let's not tab this. And let's not throw things in the wrong direction. Okay, that's good. The thing is, I keep pressing Y unconsciously, and the reason for that is that I have Don't Fire inscribed on some of my stuff, and when I'm playing really quickly, you know, I'll just press it. It's a pretty bad habit to be into. Sort of defeats the purpose of having Don't Fire on the weapon. I'm sure it's going to get me killed eventually if I keep it up. Then again, I think I do an okay job of slowing down in particularly dangerous situations, at least sometimes. I didn't want to fight two things at once, but I kind of had to. You can either move forward, or you can wait. I think that waiting increases your timer more. I'm not sure. Talking about the Berserk timer. When you unfortunately pick up a space between you and something, like if you kill this thing that's here and then there's something behind it and you do it fast enough that this thing doesn't move forward, you're in this awkward position where you can either wait, you can wait one turn, or it can come to you. So it can come to you, or you can go a step towards it. Either way, you're losing some Berserk timer. So I tend to choose to take the step, which I believe, like I was saying, I believe it costs less timer, but I should look that up. Because if it costs the same to just wait, it's optimal to just wait usually. If you're in a hallway, if you're in a hallway and you're trying to maintain, you know, fight, you know, the situation where you're fighting only one thing at once. We'll take throwing to 16 and then I'll train the armor. I'll use the armor manual. Wow. He managed to get another hit on me. Like right before he died. I had to use Brothers in Arms. Spiny Frog is just it's too scary to not use Brothers in Arms against while this hurt. I mean, I'm not gonna I'm not going to trust my own Berserk to get me out of that situation because it might not work. You're really cooking with gas, you know, you're playing with fire. Every time you Berserk. Like right here. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna take some steps. Okay, there we go. No more slow. So we used quite a lot of piety there, but you know, that's the kind of thing you might have to do if you run into a torpor snail while you're berserking. But thankfully, Trog gives you the tools to deal with bad situations like that. I hate blink frogs. They are just so evasive. Should have berserked after bringing these guys up, not before. What a shame that we cannot use bucklers. There was an artifact there. Okay, we'll train some armor. Now that we have our throwing up to 16. Okay, the game has seen fit to put a Hydra next to me, so we'll use the Berserk trick to get away, and we'll go back down. We'd rather not be asleep. Okay, this is pretty nasty. Thankfully it's just sheep, but we keep getting put to sleep. I'm gonna berserk, since we cannot be slept while berserked. Well, I don't want to leave this Hydra behind. Got him. Volcano. Now, let's not make the same mistake we made a few games ago. Our last game, I guess. No, 2 games ago. We're gonna go into this volcano, but we're gonna go in and we're gonna leave if things go badly. I'm looking for magic mapping, by the way. There we go. Oh, it's right there. Okay, I think we got the good one. One of the only good ones. Wow. That's That's some damage. Okay. Now you never know what you're gonna get in here, so why don't we go ahead and put on the MR. We have plenty of resistance. Wow. Well, we're gonna use resistance. And we're gonna use javelins. It's not so bad. Turns out we didn't need the MR. Of course, we might need some help against this thing. Resistance is over. That's a shame. Etheric Cage spawned in here. You don't usually get an awesome artifact. You know, really good stuff in here. Usually the best you can ask for is like a flaming battle axe or a fire-resistant cloak, which is nice, but usually you don't see an unrant in this pile in my experience. But we can't wear that because my fat troll head is just too big. Okay, I'm glad that I made a brother in arms. I will resist. Okay, and we got one of the potions back. Alright, this was kind of not worth it. But there was no way of knowing if it would be worth it or not. I mean, could have been a fire dragon in here, which would have been great. Chance to get FDA. But that's okay. So we missed out a little bit on loot. It's not a big deal. Got some experience out of it. Nice, we've got our first large rocks. Oh wow, I'm slow. I thought my slow was over. Let's use javelins to fix this mistake. Actually, slow just ended, so we're good. You may be wondering why I haven't enchanted up this blowgun. The reason is we could find a better one, and I'm not, there's no needles to use yet. There's just regular poison needles, which is not, I don't think we really need them, you know, considering our vast supply of javelins. Poison needles are kind of pointless now that you require throwing to use them. Because it's like, if you have the throwing, wouldn't you rather just use javelins if you actually have a lot of throwing training? Poison javelins if you happen to have them, or something else if you don't. Just a thought. I mean, technically you can use poison needles without training, but they're not going to do much. That got changed. Like, you're just not going to be very effective with them. Ice cave after volcano. That's cool. Let's see if we can find it. I'm not going to hold my breath. Alright, you hear the faint crackling of a very distant melting archway. Just gonna head off in a random direction, and it still said random, excuse me, it still said very distance, very, very distant, so we don't want to be here anymore. We want to head off to the northeast and see if we can have a different indicator. Oh no. Okay. Took a little bit of a risk there, but wow, this sucks. I'm not gonna get slept next to a torpor snail and a hydra. This is like the nastiest lair pack you could possibly ask for. Wow. Wow. We got hosed by that teleport. I'm gonna fear. I think that's the safest thing to do here. Then blink. Then teleport. I got the Hydra too. Good. Probably shouldn't have feared there. I could have taken 2 max damage Hydra hits perhaps and died because of the slowing. Or I could have gotten slept. Like assuming this is assuming fear doesn't work against certain things. What a pack though, wow. That's like, if I had to name the exact combination of monsters that I don't want to see, that would be it in Lair, I mean. Well, there's a way to lose intelligence. If you wear something that's cursed. Of course, you shouldn't be doing that if you don't have remove curse. We're wearing our ice ring full time in here, of course. No reason not to do that, really. It is, technically it's possible to get some fire damage in here if a necromancer spawns and it has the firebolt. So that's something to keep in mind, but otherwise you should probably go ahead and wear it. This is a little bit slow going, but they don't heal, so it's not a big deal. There we go. Well, we might end up in IDA. Oh, we got the armor trained, so let's go back to throwing. Remember, large rocks have a Mendeley of 26, so we need to take it quite high. Oh, no IDA for me. Large collection of rings. Looks like a very nice loot pile. Let's check it out. We don't need Ring of Ice anymore. We have RC+. We don't need Stealth. We don't need our Poison because we have that as well. We don't really need See Invisible because we got this on a mostly strictly better ring. And that gives me a lot of intelligence buffer. That's good. I'd probably rather have AC on all the time, particularly at this point. Yeah, I think we'll use that as a swap. And we'll just keep the rest of this stuff in the inventory in case I need it. Oh, this is cool. I'll just kill this with a javelin. This would be an annoyance for a character that's not using ranged, but not us. Should be a lot of death yaks in here. Try not to get paralyzed here, or petrified rather. I'm happy to be in melee with him, I just don't want to do that while stone. Now we have some needles. Unfortunately, they're the worst kind. However, we do have confusion, apparently. So it might be about time to enchant up my blowgun, even if it is only +0. I mean, we have 4 scrolls of enchant weapon. We can go ahead and take it up to an appreciable level. I took steps back there because I knew that he could blast, and I didn't want to like have to guarantee myself a couple turns in that. Okay. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more floor of dungeon, and then we'll cut the video. I should probably at least check this rapier out as a stat stick. Wow. Plus 11 with Arlek. Well, that's something that's worth carrying around just to swap for Arlek if need be. If I run into Nicola, it'll be cool to be able to just put that on and then throw large rocks at his face. Or more likely, javelins. Save me the use of a potion of resistance, even if we do have quite a lot of them. Alright, plus 7 blowgun. Wasn't expecting to find something that good, but I will take it. So now we've got the ability to kill probably any unique that's not our poise. Well, actually, no, not our poise doesn't even matter. So yeah, we can kill, I think, any unique now, based on my current throwing level and the enchantment level of this blowgun. It'll be nice if I find a few more needles, because we're relying on 3 needles of confusion to accomplish that, so it's not guaranteed. It's still pretty good though. Do we want to go ahead and do Orc? Nah, I'm going to keep this under an hour. Alright, so next time, we're going to do Orc. Orc sorcerers can paralyze me quite easily. So why don't we pop on our MR+. So that brings it down to 16%, which we can eliminate with Trog's Hand. Yep, okay, cool. I think that we're ready. So yep, next time Orc, do the rest of Dungeon, probably get the 2 Lair runes. And I don't anticipate really having much of a problem on this character. And if we're lucky, oh hey, large rocks. If we're lucky, we might even find some large rocks inside of Orc mines and have a nice stockpile going. But we still don't really want to use them. I mean, I can check how much time. I'll risk mulching one. Check it out. 51.1, 52.2. So we have it down to speed 1. It attacks with one turn delay, so that's pretty good. We might actually use those now. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I'm signing out.